teach you what you need to do to make it rise. Good. Today, we are using Southern Biscuit Mix. This is a Formula L Southern Biscuit Mix. It is made by Southern Biscuit Flour Company. This is so easy to make, y'all. All you need is your biscuit mix, some buttermilk, and of course you've got to grease the pan with shortening or use parchment paper. So let's get started. We're going to start out, your basic recipe is 2 cups of biscuit mix. These are 1/2 cup scoops. And so we're going to need 4 of these. I typically say at least a scoop per person. That's 2 pretty small biscuits. So if you want them to have more than that, you would use more than that. So really this is enough to serve about 4 people. I am going to serve 5 people this morning. So I'm going to go ahead and add another one. All right, I'm going to show you the pieces of biscuit, the shortening that's in the mix. I'm going to sift this a little bit so that you can see the shortening pieces that are in this mix. How there's white ones and yellow ones. And what that is it's like using regular shortening and butter flavor. You can see those in my hand and you can tell that some are white and some are yellow. And that's the great part about this. You get the best of both worlds. So it's like having a biscuit with shortening and butter mixed in. All right, so here we go. We're going to add buttermilk. So the measuring, even if you want to make it for 2 people, just use a scoop, a 1/2 cup scoop per person. And then all you do with your buttermilk, and everybody's buttermilk is different. Whole buttermilk's thicker. Even some people that get whole buttermilk, it's still kind of runny like this one. Some is really thick. So I don't like to give you an amount on the liquid because biscuits are sensitive to that. So the best thing you can do is add your milk a little at a time and mix it with a fork like this or a blending fork. So you can tell this over here on this side is good. You see how it looks kind of dry. You don't want to wet mix at all when you're doing biscuits. Another thing that people tell their kids, and they've been told, is that you're not supposed to handle the biscuit mix a lot. Even this bag, if you look on the instructions, somebody told me the bag told you that. And let me just say that's bull, okay? And I hate to hurt anybody's feelings, but if you want your biscuits to rise, you're going to have to knead them and put a little flour in them. If you want really soft, cloudy biscuit, little bitty soft cloud biscuits, then you don't put a lot of flour in them, but they're only going to rise about that tall. So it's really hard to make a biscuit that you want to stuff with sausage and bacon with one of the cloudy type biscuits. And that means you pinch it and roll it off. I'll just show you an example right quick. And I use self-rising flour when I make these biscuits to roll them out and stuff. But if you're doing a rolled biscuit, then you're just going to take a little bit of dough in your hand. You're going to flour your hands. You're going to use your thumb and you're going to rotate and press the bottom. This biscuit is what you call a rolled biscuit. And the flour's not kneaded into it. It hasn't been handled much. And I'm going to show you the difference in how it looks at the end than the rest of these biscuits. So we're going to put this on our pan. And we'll just put this biscuit on this sheet first. And that way you can see the difference in a cloudy biscuit like this. Now it'll be nice and fluffy, but I think it'll be more crumbly actually. And it won't rise quite as high as the rest of them. So I'm going to show you the difference. Here we go. Now once you get your mix and it's mixed like this and there's no flour left in the bottom, but you can see it's still kind of stiff like, that's how you want it. So we're going to flour the surface and roll these things out. And it only takes about 5 minutes to make these biscuits from start to finish if you know you're not explaining how to do it to somebody. So you're going to put flour on the top, and you're going to fold it over, and you're going to knead these, and you're going to knead most of this flour into these biscuits. So you're going to want to knead it about 9-ish times, probably. I know by the feel of it about how, once it starts getting kind of stiff feeling, then you can pat it out and cut your biscuits. Okay, I'm going to cut out the biscuits. Now, if you like any of the materials you see me cooking with, there's a link in the description post of the recipe for this, and there's a link to purchase anything you see in my kitchen. Just about everything you see will be there. All right, we're going to put these on the pan. And I always roll the last biscuit. This one's rolled, but the flour's been kneaded into it, so it'll be different than the first one we rolled. There we go. Now we're going to pat them with a little buttermilk, because my granny always did. A lot of people ask me why. I don't have a reason why, except that granny did it. It makes them a little shiny. And we're going to get these in the oven. We're going to bake these at 400 degrees for 20 minutes in a small oven, 450 degrees in a large oven for 20 minutes. Alrighty, look at these beautiful biscuits. Now, remember what I said about the one that we did not knead flour into? I'm going to show you what I mean. I'm going to angle this so you can see it. You see how flat this one is? This is the one that I didn't knead flour into, that I just rolled like a lot of women do. And it's cloudy and it's going to be soft on the inside, but it's not layered like the ones that you actually roll out and put flour in. There's the biscuits I put the flour in. This is the biscuit that's rolled. I'm going to show you the difference in the texture of them. Here's the biscuits that you put the flour in when you open it. You can stuff it, put stuff in it. And when you make a biscuit like this, you have to use a fork to open it up or it falls to pieces. So they're a lot harder to stuff. My mama made these kind, but you can just see the difference in them. So if you're going to make a biscuit just to eat, it's fine to make them like this, like to have with supper. But if you want to have a biscuit that you want to put butter in, or stuff with something, then you want to knead them, put some flour in them. Now I like to crumble up a biscuit and put gravy on it when it's crumbled. To me, it just tastes better. The gravy gets around all the bread. Yummy! I sure hope y'all enjoyed learning how to make biscuits with Southern Biscuit Formula L biscuit mix. Got me a nice butter biscuit to eat. I'm going to use my pear preserves, and it's going to be so good. Today, we are using Southern Biscuit Mix. This is a Formula L Southern Biscuit Mix. It is made by Southern Biscuit Flour Company. When you go to the store, make sure that you get the Southern Biscuit Complete Biscuit Mix Formula L, because I've had a lot of people go to the store and they actually pick up the flour instead of the biscuit mix, and then they use my recipe and it doesn't work because they're using plain flour that don't have salt and baking powder and stuff like that in it. This is complete. It actually has bits and pieces of shortening in it, half regular, half butter flavored. It is a wonderful biscuit mix. It tastes like homemade. And if you look at the ingredients on this versus something like Biscuit, you're going to see that it's completely different. It's just not anything compared to Biscuit. I personally don't use Biscuit for anything. I never have. I think I bought it one time when me and Chris first got married and made something out of it one time, maybe a topping for something. I just didn't like it at all. It has a lot of little dot looking things in it. It tastes different. So this is the real thing. It's like making the real thing. Okay, I've got good news and bad news. If you live in the Southeast, you're going to be able to find this biscuit mix at Walmart, at Publix, at Kroger, at Winn-Dixie, or your local supermarket. Most of them have it. If they don't have it, they can get it for you. And you can ask the manager to stock it. But bad news is, if you live out west of the in the United States out west, or you live in the north, more than likely you're not going to have this available in your area. So you can order it through Amazon if you want to pay double the price, or you can create your own biscuit mix. I have a recipe on how to do that will be very similar to the biscuit mix you can find in this bag. Just search CBC, make your own biscuit mix. And thanks for watching Collard Valley Cooks, where we cook like